My name is Hans Lesser, and for this session, I would like to look at how successful leaders balance risk and opportunity and leverage the risk management that they have. Then I'll take a look at the traditional approach of doing risk management of decisions and strategies and so forth, looking at the focus, the methodology, and the weaknesses that I find that it has, before I come up to the recommended approach of how to do with it, which comes with a slightly different focus and methodology, but also comes with a number of challenges, of course. It's something specific, because if it's not something specific, it's very difficult to be specific about how to manage it. Now, this is all very traditional, and unfortunately, sometimes you see projects, or at least I have seen projects where you say, I want you to do this by then, and no mentioning of it. And that makes it difficult to do optimal risk management on top of it, or even come up with an optimal performance. It's very important that they accept that, because if they don't, it's going to be very difficult to have them to change it. And the project team prepares a specific plan and schedule and cost and deliverables, including the risks and the levers and the uncertainties, and know what they're going at. And then they leverage the insights and the network they have around. They add all the risks, uncertainties, and levers, and then they propose new targets on performance, on costs, on time frame, and discuss that with risk management. And risk tolerance, or risk appetite, if you may, is rather important in this stage, because any company will have some projects, some initiatives, some strategies where they want a very high certainty that they will actually meet. There are others that are more explorative, where they more aim for the moon, where they accept that there's a maybe only 60 or 50% likelihood that they will actually meet the target. They will do that. But you have to have that discussion in order to know what kind of project you are. And when you do this, this is where your team add value. You haven't even started implementing yet. I mean, this is where you add value before you go start doing the implementation, development, and all that stuff. And what you want to do may be very advantageous for some executives and detrimental for others, and they still have to be a team. Pilot, take a single project here, a single project there, to demonstrate that the results you come out with are a lot better and a lot more trustworthy than what the company normally presents. You also have to collaborate with your executives. You have to avoid any one of them being caught up with a last-minute surprise of, oops. One of them, in the company I was working with, is a change of a technological approach. They had actually expected and targeted to enhance productivity and costs quite significantly. But they also recognized that it would take several years to implement it, and would involve massive investment. Now, the project worked with it, and the project team worked with it, and did the risk management on it. And the decided technology was demonstrated to invoke absolutely unacceptable operational risks, not during implementation, but in the operations where it's supposed to work afterwards. The more traditional approach, where we don't use the very new technology, but we use elements of it, not as much, but we can go in more the known way, but we'll have shorter implementation time, and we will have much higher operational stability. And operational stability is absolutely key. Well, without risk management, they were ready to spend on starting up on this new technology millions of dollars in total range. Well, without risk management, the launch would have failed with 92% certainty. We knew that from the first risk management, that first calculation that we did when we started doing the planning. We knew this was going to fail. It was approved, it was deployed. We added to the costs 30% or something like that. And when we look back and look at the ISO 31000, risk is the effect of uncertainties of their objectives. Well, looking at what we've talked about target setting, risk affects performance rather than the objective. It's rare that some risk will change the objective, but it may change your actual performance. Well, you do it by challenging, leveraging risk management to adjust the targets you have been given, the objectives you've been given. Challenge the targets, leverage all the insights risk management, focusing on adding value beyond what you're requested to do. But it is the way to be the trusted business partner and the go-to person for management. The 18th century, that's Benjamin Franklin, who said, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. He said, and it's from the 19th century, you cannot improve what you do not measure.